Hello. I just wanted to say that I've been watching a lot of programming lately, and it's very disturbing to see. It's on CNN and TYT and a lot of programs. They're showing how Morning Joe and some of the YouTube, channels. They're showing how MAGA and um, the Proud Boys are infiltrating our government at the various levels, the courts, being appointed as judges, uh, our senators, and our House of Representatives, our local governments, our mayors, our council people on our school boards, and our secretaries of states, which controls our um, elections, our votes. And it's very disconcerting. Basically, they're infiltrating every aspect, and our highest courts now, our United States justices, infiltrating our government at every level. Um, Most of the public is not paying attention to this because they're working, they're taking care of their kids, they're struggling. They're on that struggle bus, not from hanging out at night, but just everyday life. And they aren't really worried about what's going on in government per usual. Um, and I've made some other videos, and I've said that it's been our fault because, I'm a regular voter, and I and others have been voting in the same people, whether you're Democrat or independent, or a Republican. We've been voting in the same people and staying in our lane and on our side and putting in our same people. And basically, I've said it's our fault that people have been getting shot because we've been voting in the same people and making sure we keep our people in. And so it's not new gun laws, it's not new regulations. It's just our fault because the stalemate that people are at is because there are no new people, and they're going to stay at that same stalemate, because nothing's getting done. So I've asked that the regular people that normally vote, that we do something different and we put in progressives, because progressives are the ones that want to change the the filibuster. They want to change the gun laws. They want to hold people, the business, the rifle association, accountable, the NRA, the National Rifle Association. They want to hold them accountable. They want to do climate change. They want to do the things that we all want done. And that's not going to get done unless we start voting those people in and stop voting for the same people. Um, so this is why I asked. But today's topic, um, how's your numbers? Because once it clicks in that what we're seeing on TV, the attack on our democracy, is that these people are being voted in the states, because our numbers, regular people that are voting, our numbers are down, because you got people going around saying that the Democrats' numbers are down, and they are. Um, we're staying home. The Republicans are staying home. The normal voting Republicans and normal voting Democrats, for whatever reason, we're staying. What is going to happen when those people, those MAGA people, and those Proud Boy people get in, and they're in our Congress? What what do they think is going to happen? Okay, let's say they're in there and they start changing these laws, and they start saying that two different races of people can no longer be married, and they start saying that same-sex marriages can no longer exist, and they start saying that you can no longer be in our armed services, because this day is coming that no one thinks is going to come. what happens then? What do you think is going to happen? Do you honestly think that the American people are going to allow you to tell them they cannot be married to their husbands and wives? Do you honestly think that you're going to tell the collective American people that they cannot have same sex marriages, that they cannot live in their homes because they're a same sex couple and they can't live in their neighborhood and they can't own their homes and they can't have their money in their bank account? Because basically, you'll have someone in the banking industry that's Proud Boy or MAGA, and you'll have control of their money. See, the average American person isn't thinking about this. You're going to have someone in control of their money, and all money is being controlled electronically. You literally have control of everyone's money once you control the government. So you will not call it a communist country, but it'll be a communist country because you'll control the banks. So you'll be in control of the government, you'll be in control of the courts, you'll be in control of the banking. But are your numbers up? Are your numbers up? Proud Boys, MAGA, you'll have control of the government. Are your numbers up? You'll have control of the army. What is the army? 2 million people? Are your numbers up? Because I do believe there's 700 and now I got to look it up. But I think last count, and I might be off, I might be over because of COVID. What is there? 700 and I'll just say 700 million Americans. And that's just the ones that are counted, not the ones that came across the border. And then not the ones that were never on the census to begin with. So let's just say there's 700 million Americans here in this country. I think there's 725, but I don't know exactly. 700 million Americans in this country. Are your numbers up that you can control 700 million Americans, that you can collectively control us? Because you can control this state and you can control that state with your army, the armed services collectively. Because collectively, the armed services can deal with a problem here and you can deal with a problem there. But you cannot deal with the entire American public. You can't. And we're not like China. We're not like Ukraine. The American people are going to come together. We're not going to be a communist country and let our government make us a communist country. That's the one thing we will come together to make sure that we have a democracy. Because right now, people are just, again, the struggle bus of how are we going to feed our kids? How are we going to pay our rent? It has not sunk in that you people are trying to take away the democracy. It has not sunk in. So I say this to say they don't realize that you're trying to enslave them. That concept is so far from their minds. They don't know that you're trying to turn back, because when anytime anybody says enslave them, they think about enslaving how you did my ancestors. numbers. And so they laugh it off. This lady, she's being an alarmist. She don't know what she's talking about. Yeah, you all are trying to enslave people. And they don't even see it coming. Of course, the government's not going to stand up there and say it. There'll be a laughing stock. But that's what you're trying to do. So let me edit my video. But I just wanted to ask you, MAGA and Proud Boys, before you infiltrate the government and before you take over, when you take over and you get rid of democracy, are your numbers up? Because when the bulk of Americans, not everybody, because I'm not a violent person, I'm not going to be out there, I'm not going to pick up a gun and arm myself and go out there and charge and take over and do anything. I'm not. I'm just going to sit back and watch it on TV. But I just want to know. I'm just going to watch it on TV because you're about to get your ass kicked. Not immediately, but when the realization of what you all are doing sinks into the mind of these crazy motherfuckers out there that have just as many guns as you all do. When you take over and infiltrate and put your plan into place, are your numbers up? Because you all are outnumbered. Have a nice day. Crazy people.